diving straight into the topic, I'm becoming very disappointed.
You're disappointed.
I don't actually get her. Me who understands no.
Okay.
Ghana has come from a place the ordinary Ghanaian. Omo muton ekutu. Omo muton dog chains waka akwa ho. Ye ma me mo muton nyema wo market. No omo abema bu. Obi ye survey. Now in the survey ye busa say obi nya asem a ombe prefer say omo de beko no gbogbo. Ana say omo de beko court. There was an alarming majority. I can't say omo nya asem a omo de beko dinsini ho say omo beko court. Na oti ho abebusa ho say Kwame Nkrumah Ghana na otchere ye no. Have we gotten to the space a obi nya asem a oni gidie wo court mu na but won't mean blame the ordinary Ghanaian. So me say okonkro for fie na okutie cases a and then ye tell you be 40 years as you could hear about there.
And they
said, ko den na ko hedi esi wo. Babuza say no ni abusua na. Na 40 years na ye dey no yetimi jail in 40 years. We have a systematic problem with our judicial system. The morals of the judicial system has been broken to its lowest form ever since the time of Kwame Nkrumah. Me nana a otike de enim se unya asem na unya bode e beten baako. Unya mponchi mienu na de koma judge na ye beja o. This is where Ghanaians, the judiciary has descended to. Edu baby enya ti ye Chief Justice yesi wakoje 5 million. Former Chief Justice. Enim. As to say it was true or not. This is how low the judiciary has become. I don't think that this is where we want to direct it to. And I make us say, oh, you'll be Uncle Sonia Mia. Oh, you'll be a new sorry no, Konodi Mechiko Asori Sunday na. Konyasa. Enough is enough. I think that this is where the Busian for so mutuneful. You can't test the patience of Ghanaians. Senkemunia eko enengo eko ye judge ba akope. Oka say oh maami yesemi merit kakra wo munti yentie. 5 ni nya bogu. Yom say the maami ne kan dey nsem hu. Na o heard the faces of the judge. Omo draw picture to cartoon na to ho na. Utimi hu say no mo buafu. Omo hu say maami ni waste the precious time of Ghanaians. Obi a odo ba ko hwe zebra. Obi a ukun ofa no kwa ma no na ekoto Louis Vuitton. Obi a ope coffee anum. Osi Ghana nyamu ni coffee a obetimi anum. Aje so okotina Kenya. Oba be ka che o se we hu zebra bi ni hippopotamus. Omo picture no hu bi da. Aje se ko Tanzania. O ka che oba ne se baby a wo wote no. Ye you president na otukwan, vice president tukwan na aye president wa Ghana. Oni how cry. Onje no hwe de obeye. Awon wasem ne say within 24 hours no mo book ticket no mo to Tanzania. Ni ehwe bibi rare endangered species.
First class ticket, first class.
Na sa ticket no what can mbeka ho asem. Oni say that day na ticket na bi ni ho. Yes ma me ne oda nkofo ne say wa nya ticket na ho first class na onko.
Hey.
Satana miss wa abna on the hospital. Edro kronya binum. Se mami wa badaya enkodo de Ghana fo afem. I think say wo ho. Eya o ma Ghana fo di ne hu ya. Ngofo be di na tem too much. Na Ghana ye nya duane kra ndi. Ye ba pa Akufo Addo meso. Nu atimi afa oba. Se oba na nye so yare. O konso okutwa mu okolebu nkofo yari nye gu kolebu amu hu da dialysis so we finkofo we nya e de Ghana sika enso Ghana fo FK che ne ba ne se zebra na o se ye wo wa zebra no hu bi da no Ghana fo sika na e da ho no e da consolidated account mu ayesi ye ndi no me nkofo am wadi
emre osade contract wakoji contract amasa ne bala no ananya ono
ono a
yes da na ma me kan zebra na sem no se ma wa kan zebra sem ne se o de mbekọ dia sa contract no mesan age aka ho Ghana fo na e uku amu anu aku mpreko maame no onye obi asi ye ka no ho asem ne yenya abadaye ma no onye oba
no ye den
me se wo na si wo Liberia no sa maame we ye ko busa no kra me ye show so no hu bi atrocity na si ye no ko so hwe ni timu se de ni timu ye den na hwe oba ne listed bread we me na
listed chen dia
me se me na no wo kede ye ko jomo wo kede market ye fa muchere na chiwa we bi na no hye wo obi abia no a share lipstick say no ohun said the osre no we okoji contract man ne ba no nti ohwe mo mo da agro na mu die o ye bediga na sika ne ye ko eno na no oka ti e be sre gan na fo sa kantata na ma me ne ye no yenya abotrema no ohun say we eye president Akufo Addo so time a e come the force yi na free ho o kind go for na Delta Force we call court na isi mamu we no ni hu bi ana no wu no ntiase
by that time no be chondo mo buy na say in course wo kai on buy na that time but no o Supreme Court no mo court 2019 no nyanko
oyo bi odwen na ho a the make
asa be 2017 yes
oyo bi odwen na ho the make na say waba something now just be to say yes what do? You look into it. Oba the political gendarme of NPP. Baby, we want to reset the country. Yes, the omwadi kono omunko. Ya body aka no ho ban. Sika bia ni Ghana bioma ye de komo obi akɔhwɛ sibra. Contract bia ni wa ye kotam sɛ o ye Chief Justice fama oba. Eno ni ye twam ye besre no. Me hu sɛ obeso ye bibini to crave the indulgence and patience of Ghanaians. But emi said the all ye no nya hu say Ghana for abufu. Nigeria. Uba me fire. Nigeria driver no say we Nigeria come kidnapping no. Ya kidnapping the family for nya.
But yes ha na yes.
Say ha nya Nigeria. But Ghana na kidnapping timi koso. But yan kidnapping no. Anya me ka say be kidnapping.
I say
no research where they yan kidnapping. Akufo Addo time na say we come de ne ko.
Tiere yan twaso.
So me I would pray ni kunu obi a okasa oti no XYZ. Nti ye kasa minim se oti. Ti ye bese ni kunu no. O wife ne de ya fa na say ye maami. Even though say we di Ghana sika. Even though say odi sika ko zebra. Even though say contract ba ko pe ana aka ngesi ye de ma contractor. Oba ne say fama na ade ma. Ye bese wo. Wo ye me hwa wanim na me ne wo kasa yi. Eno wife nkasa. Enyume mu kotena mpa no so sa mu duve green na ya motena so ne mu teddy bear na oba ne de no de simpa no so no esre mu wo hwa nanim a no wa catch your wife no ba bia do de aye Ghana ni nyia no Ghana for ye se de ache no se Ghana for kan ekra kadefo MPP fo nyia se omo de ache wo nti mesre wo ye hwa wanim a ye ne wo kasa yi minim se me kasa yi wo hwa manim eno wife nkasa enyume 6 na mutena ho a mudi coffee na beans na mudi free Tanzania baaye no enyume 6 na ya amonom no misre mo ma no aka Ghana fo de wadi awie ma ne nko na munjai court case ne ngosi baabia wa uni boni a waye nyankopon rewo na kai time na ye 7 years na woko Sunday school was akomo no midi nyami jawo
shinu so ekire se bibisa eba na efa CJ ne ho a na ye form committee na president may suspend the Chief Justice. Na mama enka say mra we ni ba ye no CJ etro e ma president say o ma na kwenya no hwe ne awo petition mu na o ma na 7 days non responded. President say ye nta anya ne sa na nso wa beside the mayor sa ama o ma na 10 days wa responded. Now, you refer issue ma Council of State ama omu forme committee ya ye forme we ya omu show omu ejuma say na presidency no. The way Sammy tie no. I was me suspended the CJ. Now suspension so our constitution mu. Anti president na at the constitution eto anamon e suspend CJ. CJ say omu ntiase omud lawsuit say hey and omo kofa nkrofo bi eko first say anamo president ni tu no enye anti Supreme Court and restraining president committee no mo form here no mamo form committee
yes
and the Supreme Court ba say constitution edi asema to say obi a or the petition by president ento anamo we na say president eto sa anamo na mo ba say maye yensi hu kwan na just say you are forcing us to go against the constitution eto mo bo sa yen no egui ehwa na sije na nkasa SU osu you know the injunction application for injunction say nkofo mienu na omo Supreme Court justices na constitution say president so be form committee na oma two nkofo mienu enye Supreme Court justices ba ko be chairman na nipa other 3 people no none of them should be lawyers parliamentarians because you know a separation of powers say ba mo ko lawyers because of they are also officers of the court no e be na omo aka say o CJ ninti mo man fati for the COC dedi and now president dome level so ka ho
yes
and one senior is it military or police woman be
major
and nipa from committee betna ashe omo adwuma ase committee na said this omo hwe say petition na nkrofo edi abaye no yenhwem wie na hu say ni nkrofo kan ye no kre o say CJ no okwa omeko na yehwem na say CJ no boni bia embata ne ho a suspension na president na den a suspending no president be den e be revoke na wo akọ si injunction no on si two lawyers mienu judges mienu na omo free Supreme Court no CJ say Supreme Court injunct omo say omo ntimi entena asam no so na meme hu ade wo ya na say mame de no pa akere ebia odwen se san krofo mienu madwen kire no ebia krofo mienu odwen se ye omo fi wona se ye krofo krofo fufuro bi ba ebia won krofo bi ho ha ebia o meka na asam ama no because most of them were appointed by yes aka krofo 2 and 3 bi pena other presidents na appoint omo how is that possible say the court should injunct the process for now how are there constitution ama who can say muntu sanda mono this is a constitutional command, it's a constitutional mandate ya muko ya na anko siagano say o file supplementary affidavit and no na and Supreme Court ebogu ye no now see supplementary affidavit na ono Supreme oko file or Supreme Court is suspended CJ no essay omo etna ne fa hu die su they are abusing her rights na petition committee no ebe hwe na asem no no kwambe so no how on what grounds were they sitting on her rights ebi ni say omo man kwan odi ni phone ebe ko committee sittings omo man kwan na ni family members anyway akọ sittings anye bia vetting. This is not what a vetting. Now vetting is when soon amuka in constitution is say committee in ebetna omutina in camera ni kire say nkukuam anya za namuka no Emma they shouldn't expose the sitting omunyama omuma the chain can example it should be done in such a way that it should not be exposed to the public. Should be done in camera nipa ni behu the binti and a constitutional is because that position CJ position and yes small position and people should not sit up. People will be reading different meanings into it. CJ no so say dates now committee ni fix here no omo ka try ono ne lawyer and you be a committee sitting in a court. It is not a court. They are set dates. Who ni pana petition e kuti a ono who na ewe den ye ba inform you ubeka lawyers na waka tromo na say committee no see ma evidence. What I say, they will not allow her to give evidence. Say they have subjected her to mental torture. Nisa way. Hey, now okay when you no, and I maybe say, asema me be say any say. And the 10 days now president in the man say unresponding. So time you na there no there. Because all any response and not be no within those 10 days now, Yama also person responding to the petition. Yama period while responding. Dear Bium. And so and then Omoko court. And near Attorney General argument and then say CJ, former suspended CJ. In somehow, yes, and Dino Kukumana would appear Wukano. Eku etiamra is against the rules, the law, because the constitution says that the matter should be heard in camera. And now what about expose sack in camera no our constitution SCN di asam ewomu no a constitution na dia to yen so say yen di asam na sa and we are not abusing your fundamental rights. You don't have a right to waive that. Mama Kai say CJ said the law is the law. On one former suspended CJ, is it from suspended CJ or a suspended CJ? Not a former or suspended CJ. Suspended. On one say the law is the law. Now the law is the law. No new patch and say, "Send na emrani tiano." Muma enfanye juma sa nyesa. Emrani emra. And the constitution say the matter should be heard in camera. We see they be untiase. We should hear it exposed and in public. Number 2, the committee has set its rules. Say, yen pese, nye mebe pie nkrofo be recording bi ebe ko ede aseme bentino. We are not going to allow anybody omo recorder na bibi gadget bi abeba hono. Say CJ na amba out ambeka say omu tie asem no e wo castle. Nka mimpo minim say nsem no kra city no e wo castle. Natural say minim location okay. Which was good because people cannot go and create any problems. Sanity and music camera they will decide where to sit. But I say CJ a suspended CJ and any lawyers no omo ashe debi amu pese mu create some emotional blackmail be against the committee. Sana mimi hono anti Attorney General argue say in camera hearing a constitution and I did 2 years so and ya dey betimi ya dey sano, so we have to follow that. CJ so argue say wow, how do you restrain the Supreme Court justices from doing their work? A Juma constitution ede atom so say Supreme Court justices and omo ye dey entina mienu entina asam no say di wo se omunyi omunfiso. When you do that, it means that you are asking the Supreme Court to injunct the constitution, which is reasonable, because our constitution mo say obi ani ho a obeye mra ebe kwetia mra na wa den constitution mo ana ubeye adibi abetia mra. You have no right to what do anything against the constitutional provisions. And the constitution was clear. Say we needed 2 Supreme Court justices on betena assamino so. Wo si enyo mfio na mo kofa nkrofo ben High Court and our Court of Appeal. But the constitution has not restricted who the name one throw a dear or say 2 Supreme Court justices. And in the minds of the president, you know, nkrofo and nkrofo mienu na president select yo musu o matena Supreme Court a check akra. Me assure say Senkanye say Bafoboni, his lordship, the acting CJ, and Kanye say acting CJ. Me sure say he being the most senior at the Supreme Court, you know, ebia onukra na betena asem so. But because of acting CJ, no, it will not be possible. And the president went in for other senior justices at the Supreme Court. Some mutena asem so. Number 3. Say CJ Eka say argues that his participation say Justice Gabriel Scott Puaman now former CJ and say Omunyin in Fisu, and CJ argues his participation in cases put before the court by one of the petitioners cannot constitute evidence of bias. Where is the bias? Assembly in the assembly, then you are calling for bias. Bias, man. Anna AG further states that members of the committee have taken the necessary oath of office contrary to claims by the CJ. There is an oath of office who were taken and sent committee and they took it. So a Supreme Court 8 argument me no say and you be suspended CJ. What some would they buy no? Enya dia and tasso ono. Wow. When you saw the wind, you reap the whirlwind. And then a chachu, a catcher Supreme Court some time ago. Wow, the only thing I make catch CJ, former CJ, is if it is possible, Senkabeya on resigning. So on person fight here. Fight this thing calmly. Moi musi moi na adiba konso which was revealing the matters that are to be heard in camera. How did you get information about some of them were exposing it? Meanwhile, moi musi just like the court. If a court is sitting adjudicating upon the matter, you cannot be making commentary on those matters unless the case is fully adjudicated upon. Now, as someone you are giving twist to it. Are you not breaching the code of what conduct or the rules of justice? So to me, all that they sought to do was to create some emotional blackmail for the committee and president of our appointed committee. Never Ghanaians who say, committee enye jumeye ana siton bi abemu. Now they were thinking that Ghanaians would cry for them. But that was not going to work because a lot of people are not satisfied with things that went on in the previous administration. And to me, as a lawyer, what I was saying is that the Supreme Court did the right thing based on the argument of the Attorney General as against former suspension CJ, and therefore their matter injunction application, supplementary affidavit have been thrown away. And so it is. And I think that the Supreme Court did well. And they should allow the committee to look into the matter and come out with their verdict. And you see, what for me is so soothing is if whatever the committee say, constitution is whatever the recommendation of the committee is, that is what the president must what implement. Okay. And yes, the president best sano. And it's a committee in tonight we almost say, former CJ, a seat to be any problem be any one, she will be reinstated. So I'm say the allegations that were brought, petition in some woman anyway, a kutiamra and tenya dia obetimi atenaswa. The president will what implement that, and then we move on as a country. Me no CJ no sebio.
So both delay. Sana me hono.
Se me enka me mama ana me nua bia. Ka meto no for say resigning. What I say? I think they are on cap 30. If so, no cap 30, if they find any advice in a pamoa, you don't get any benefit. So me advice, So if they are on cap 30, still on cap 30, if you are sacked, you don't get any benefit. I think that is what it is. I think so. But if you resign, perhaps you can go with something. That will be my piece of what advice. And all this I'm saying based on the facts, so that you prevent situation. A Kobane say, I find the adverse against you now, you lose everything. Better say, Evers, Omega say, buye, and you buye. Buye, nkiti, unyan nkiti ya. Yes, say, wet now, as a michama, mayan boom, sankobae. You lose out. What I say? So for me, today at the Supreme Court. So you see, and you could see, say nobody can argue against.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Supreme Court decision. And Supreme Court in there. Because Bibia had our crunching, and they tell you we are holding things in camera. Now you want it to be exposed. If we do that, we are breaching the very constitution which commanded us everything should be done in camera. How have you breached your freedom. We have not breached any freedom. You have been invited. You have been given proper notice. You even before, you see, it has not happened before. Before committee you requested for 7 days. The president gave you what? 10 days. What about those ones? And for me, I think the friend supplementary affidavit filed by the suspended CJ by his lawyer Godfrey Dame, the Supreme Court didn't find any merit in it and has subsequently thrown it away. I mean, and only asama me. In fact, to be honest, in CJ we ask them no. Nanka me pesa meka sound be brave.
Because
I mean the thing is allow the law to work. Because the law is the law. Who say the law is the law? On one can say the law is the law. So allow the findings to let them do their work. And after finding out whatever it is, whatever decision that comes out, the president implements the decision. Then we all know our smoothness levels. Now, hey, I mean, I don't know why I say giddy way, maybe Sebio. That's all I want to say about this.
Okay, and see, I lawyer where we brown and yet say the submission on a rejection and the Supreme Court rejected her ladyship.
No, or counsel say he says she says that judicial independence is under attack. How? Judicial independence is under attack.
Yes.
The first question may be about this is has the president breached any of the constitutional provisions in this matter? If the answer is yes, then you can be saying this. But if the answer is no, and as far as I am concerned, the president never breached any of the constitutional provisions. In fact, the president in his magnanimity was not even strict. He was not even strict. He did not comply. He was not in strict adherence to what? The constitutional provision. You requested for it, and by the virtue of opposing, president granted you. No problem. Come out with your and all those things were given. Then you said that judicial independence is under attack. Why? Did the president go to sit in the Supreme Court? The president never sat in the Supreme Court. The judges there were not appointed by President Mahama. No. They are independent-minded people. Some were even appointed by President Akufo Addo, whose government the suspended CJ served under and said the law is the law. So if the law is the law, let's allow the law to work so that we'll all see the end of this matter and then we'll take a better decision as to the moving forward of Ghana and resetting the agenda, including the Supreme Court.
Obaya.
Rally so.
On my way, governed by laws.
The law is the law.
The law is the law. Oh, that be a mechanism. I think say nipa. And said that Afenyo may be too on. Say Obrano or your otchere, life is a teacher. And so as and when you move on in life, always remind yourself of your past. Then your present will tell your future. What I say? Anyone man sebi ewiase wei ono nko ne ho aso na kwantuo da and untimi nya wo ho se wo ye kokota konko awieye eden akila bewula show na from day one Akufo Addo nom beye aban shase se omudi nipani e wo Ghana ha no na omo pese omo yefre bibi e wo brofo kasem legal torches ade bi wo ho a e wo mrem emra ma ho kwan se wo ye na se ne osemkafo ne ka no o se ye wade nyina ho kwan na so nye ne nyina na eden e fata yen obi anim se president bia wo ye Ghana president no or prerogatives be ye de mano say ni tumi mu no even though omanfo na di tumi na kura no on fa ni dwuma bi na sa dwuma na odi tumi ni die no ade e wo so odwe ho kane ne se ye wade bi a ye natural rule of natural law of society. It's a normal rule. And then na de bia me de bo me bra. Do unto others as you want others to do unto you. And no me na man kroma. Obeka se susukuru a odi besusuo no. Eno an ye de besusuo ama wo. Eno nti se wo ye papa yiwuyam. Wo ye bone so so a yiwuyam.
Na ya bone.
Yes, because bone na wo ye no. Ehun sunsan so beba dabi. Enti wo ye ye ni yie. Na obi ehun se wudi ewu ye
wudi bone.
Sa no obi di bi ye wa. No no so ayi ni ye ma ye den.
E dey do.
Because bone emfi wiase na wiase aba na wiye. Sa so na papa so so emfi wiase. Akufo Addo nya tumi hyase to ne neoma. Bibi bia wo ye bia no edru baabi utimi se wato oman no amamumra no ato atwene eno no afa ono a ne kwati kwan so no wo hyehye ne neoma wo hyehye neoma na ni pe tu ne fo o pani Akufo Addo ebe ya enkade menye ni sei fa kwan we so na kwan we sabi ebe tene wo wani so na so awieye ne ye owuo o me fi wo afi kura de na champion nyum na sorry a obo so usu kura no na me yene mo oko paw ani yeboa Ghana fo bi sorry yes o nya hwe ani yeboa no se bi o MPP ni kura na the law is the law na fi me ani yeboa bae sabre no na obia onimani yeboa bia nim se papa yi the way a oye two partisan no the nyoma bi nkoye
nsisi so
eniramu ama kandapa a ono aye the national security minister e de betu dwa se da bi the way a mo ye mo nyoma yi mo hweye na enyina bo agya bi hia to mo da bi san say ewiase asansa wo faade a wo de kire o e ya dansidi ntia aga na fo ka the way amoye oman judiciary mo say no a landmark case bi koto omanim e fa omo ho faga na ni bia ho. It was about how we are able to define citizenship.
Okay.
Sabre no na electoral commission person your registration or say ma kwan ma obi amfa the birth certificate and your registration. And yes, asem na electoral commission kan nyansa nim. So say documents na omo keka ho sem nyina no say you fa kwa registration no. And your birth certificate na wo sa documents no. Enti untimi nka say obi papa nya ne papa biem ana obi maame nya ne maame biem. Na mom no at best no say you bibi yempo a birth certificate no yanhwe obi ne papa ne maame baby a omu free na yanhwe nationality na e wo birth certificate ne so no e betimi a kire se obi ye Ghana ni ana obi nye Ghana ni e san se me minim konfo bi a omu ye Lebanese in color but they are Ghanaians by birth. Tala fata anom omu nananom betra Ghana ha omu wo Ghana ha before the birth of the 1992 constitution no omu wa eto omu ye Ghana for before the birth of the constitution ye wo ayimo Yohanum India for bebre no bebre oko industrial area obehun bebre omu ye Ghana for esku the skin color bruni pa so onye bruni a bruni pete
of course
bruni pete what you say na so enkofoi sinkete say Akufo Addo na asoma wo enye o man Ghana na asoma wo nti de Akufo Addo beka se yenye no yenye Akufo Addo nso law school ye okoye lawyer o ye wan ko law school odidi obi achi kura ne bag ina nipa ko ne say oh say the only bag ni kura pa to why lawyer and obesin ko so ni in Tony certificate said the obi akọ law school a open certificate and it's allowed on a lawyer ni I cannot say on a lawyer just that I can only say on this certificate now obi a only law certificate now wo ma me no papa in the case of Torkornoo o papa wunti boni a okodi wo school wo Akufo Addo sectek e ma yeyi na die eja Abraham wo kọ de krechi the papa waka baby and all because of wo Torkornoo say wo benya baby papa abegina into papa school fees aboka ahwe school afi adwene da wutirimu no obi a ono ni papa ye president a onko school mpo so wonko wakodi di nkofo achi ade abaye lawyer ni ono ne tuufo ama watu nyansa ne unim de nyina ato atwene asase afrani yebo a ani yebo atimi ka che Ghana fo ye nyina ye se o obe certificate kra no enche se wo ye Ghana ni ne yajatum edru baabi asema bagana yakoto aba nipa ono na ehwe abato ne so no yasin kuntabuo nti ana dansidie nti ne kusonkonso ayere ye hwe ahwe enti se wakusonkonso na onfa ne nsem moja mra ne ehwe ahwe sa aboa no nyantonton no de be dan yen sabi sonkonso a ani yebo ase da so no be ma je mensa ba betna da kemami atoto na no de any over his legal dead body. Wampere. Meanwhile, any yabuano so no, me no can say no answerable to the Ghanaian. So, in one breath, nipa being answerable to the people of this country because of human rights. Na sabi na oni Charles Mensan namu enkomo na Ghana for petiana. Ghana ni bia say, yani omo nya adwen omo se da bi. Afeyetiwo na menu akwese free fa de ababetum ei ani yebo a wakwaje adamudie $5 million papa yentimi ameyi ne ho ano e na ode call retirement matisi ya power so won ko e FIFA de omo hweye na sika anyira e ya futuo ma omo because sa papa no bribe de obeje akowuom ni nua na bribe pray ne say name any yebo bribery ebe ni say name bribe de efri kofodua obi anim no na omo say judiciary no na ye ka obi asu ntie duru ba bi me wo de me kokota me mada me fiu opa famiko de Hague me ma because enya law na ye kan wo ho and there was nothing justice about Akufo Addo's period no nothing justiciable nothing bibi ani wonu mu a wo betimi aka se oh we de omadi emra ye adwuma by their whims and caprices they were just giving what they just best could claim say because say was a wig and or say judge into a judge. I didn't say anything justice about them. And untina Akufo Addo call for our power no na me from chief injustice because I never saw justice around them. Now I said men aba say a rule of law idea I also be making sure say ya dem ran eden adwuma Mami Torkonoo onso nchemra not even President Mahama in all humility and obetimi kura de nsense buaka se ono so chemra ono kura pa emra mu no kura mpo no ye wo bibia ye friend Vito a obetimi avito eno kura mpo no uni se ya saji ni tumi no kura sa de parliament say so person yeah executive instrument impokra na just a come la bedwam e ma me ne wo yensi anamu together with John Mahama na nkasa mu no ye mampani no wono ni nsi anamu a wo bra bedwam e de ne sa sha ase ansa no watimi de executive instrument kra ye adwuma enti who is she? That's the question me busa na MPP fo bi a o ma dwene mu aboto no ma be gina bonten say obi busa say who is she a na asa wo pese o kire say onye obi a na mpacho oye hwan obi anya obi a on so usua democracy ni yi a on omo a propounded the theories of democracy akese no Plato nom ne Aristotle ne Socrates nom ne sankofo no nyina no omo make sure say your Friday be equality before the law e be adwuma so that enye we chief justice nti no be hu say wo so cha emra na eyade a omo ye say e be manipa tumi a wadwe ya wo say ekura wo no uni tumi bia na mom no ye frɛ bibi rule of law not rule of man enti de na Akufo Addo ni omo te ho no omo adwen ye omo say mo ne mo na mukura mra no na o maka brofo kese bi and the law is in the bosom of the judge ekwasi akasa eti wo say judge ne te ho na ono ni tirimia ne de na adwene nyina soele say you say the law is in my bosom eti no me no de me penam de beye that requires to at least no we say abaye de botechi no etimi de boba e mani yeye.
Okay.
Eti me come na besi so say emre eye superior to any judge in this world. Emre time. Yankopon we o say o de mre e na ye den eye na ade. Eti wo so hu say emre krampo no say o ye technical a emre so che Yankopon. Time yeah watch enye watch o time.
Emre
Watch a cut time esu che Nyankopon.
Okay, ya na
time and a betimi ama nipa ehu ne gina bia ekina.
Okay.
Enra me hwe photo bi ana circulate to social media me kura me post to bi na me hwe say Mami Torkonoo ay say de oti ho ya de ne say sum na no na ono ananka kane no ote adwamu a ono na ebe determine obi fate ena ono kwa me determine ni fate no ehwa na me tro sa akosi apofo agye nwum se emre edane emre esesa netisenka emre betimi asan na chi ama anura beye na eka Torkonoo ke pawo ne se wonkoye CJ no na ko behu nyansa se me de mra beye adwuma me ye de me manfo pe na duru bre bia enye se nipa me na me na ye ka na sichi me na ye ka nana a ye ya toto o man ne mra twene ya ye si mra tira si moja nufa ni tirim go fredame wei 2x4 no ena wono sesei no akodu se ma me mfa nko ye adwuma
okay
ye nyina ye fantu ye hofo
okay
ene me de betu judge fo nyina afo wunti obi nya ebone wakoje adamude obi da afiase wo ntirima judge akoje pona o se mu odepa anti ade tie no wabe judgment am obi da sewem obi akoje koto obi akoje aponche na pempem kan aponche opema wakoje wa obi akoda sewem obi akoje sika adamude am obi da sewem obi akoje nyoma bone amename no kase adamude ni ye friend say kitahye ne proyenti no nipa bebre da afiase
okay
obi so ban bone nti ene ye birth certificate yentimi nkase no ebetima che so obi ye Ghana ni anase nye Ghana ni sade we mu ma na nyense na ho
okay
say when the judge judges the judge time will be the mightiest judge.
Okay.
Eti efi na ekure ye fantu ya hofo. Torkornoo na kane no ototo ne ho about the law is the law no. Afenyo person ka say the law is no more the law. Na yenka morality. Koye law of morality and I say koye constitution for morality. Ni efa no ni aten emu aten organ ha.
Matse da.
Bidi manu besi na me de tunefo say. Baby ade na kwa koduru no. So obi kura nkyere ni nyansa onu ensue nyansa na on resign.
Okay.
On resign. Na de ebeyo no ebeyo. There is no way say this wounded lioness. Obi mama ne kwan say won san konkotena ho no mra meye chief justice organa ha. There is no way.
Okay.
It is all say.
That's it.
Woman 88. Na oyo onkwana bu no obi antimi nka na asem obi antimi nya na hwe na obekoso a onkoso na nimgu ase no abampo awie.
Okay.
Crew ama.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.